Hey there, Leo, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your monthly reading. This is going to be a reading for the month of July, and we're going to take a look at past, present, and near future energies. Also, Leo, if this reading resonates and you want to book a personal reading, all the information about how to do that is in the description box below. And of course, if you enjoy what I do, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. Donation link is also below. Any and every amount is greatly appreciated. What's going on, Leo? What is going on? I'm seeing a lot of pentacles here, which is letting me know that things are happening for you here in the 3D world. Now, this is your reading. I'm going to say you, but this could also be your person's energy, so take it as it resonates. The main energy for your reading this month, the Page of Cups. Your heart is opening up here. Your heart is cracking open here, right? But I see this as an energy of like my heart is opening, but there's a lot of fear and anxiety with that opening. It's almost like you're scared of your heart cracking open. You're scared of having this emotional awakening. You're very, very guarded for some reason. In the recent past, you get the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Moon. You're very guarded. And when you're guarded, right, when you're kind of like, hey, I'm not letting anybody in, the reasoning that you give yourself is like, it's because I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my independence, my stability. This could be like I'm focusing on my job, my career, right? Whatever reasoning we give ourselves as to why we have this wall around us, that's what you're showing me in the recent past. The real reason you're so guarded, there's a lot of deep-seated fears, insecurities, things that you don't really want to look at. And so you're like, oh, I have this wall up. But the reason I have this wall up is not because I'm trying to keep all these things hidden so I don't have to deal with them. It's because I'm doing me. I'm focusing on myself, which you are. That's not the real reason, though, why you're so guarded in the recent past here. In the current situation, you get the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the King of Cups. There's love. There's love for somebody here. You have love. But this love not only confuses you, it stresses you out. And I don't feel like it's the other person causing you this stress. I feel like it's you, your own, energies. You're looking at this, you're like, ooh, love is beautiful. But love somewhere down the line has also in your mind equated with anxiety, pain, fear, and confusion. So we'll see what this is about in the current situation. And in the near future, you get the Three of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. You're really afraid of experiencing emotional pain here in the near future. And so again, because you're afraid of experiencing this pain, I see you kind of shifting back to let me focus on myself, let me focus on myself. And you're not really giving a lot of energy to somebody or something else here. Let me see. I don't know why you're so defensive and guarded. This really isn't typical of you. But let's take a look. Let's start off. I'm going to clarify the Page of Cups, which is the main energy for your reading this month. Also, Leo, for those of you that are wondering, I always get asked about this tarot deck. I've linked all the tarot decks and oracle decks that I use down below in the description box. The Page of Cups is clarified by the Page of Pentacles, which you get in the near future, the Five of Wands, and the High Priestess. Because of this emotional cracking open, right? Your heart is cracking open. You're starting to feel something again. It also awakens this internal conflict within you. You're like, what about this? And what about that? There's like two sides of you. It's like, oh, love is amazing. Love is great. Love is painful. Love is scary. And it's kind of like you deep, deep within yourself are going through this internal conflict. What that means here in the 3D world is that you're not doing much, right? You're not like jumping in head first. You're like, you know what? Forget it. I'll take the risk. No big deal. You're also not completely pulling away and being like, absolutely not. This is terrifying and running for the hills. You're kind of like, in the middle. So an example of this would be we're talking, we're chatting, right? You have some feelings towards me. Maybe you don't give me 100% of your attention. Maybe you give me 20% of your attention. Maybe it takes you a little longer to text back. It's not because you're playing games here. It's literally because you're just going through this internal conflict and you're like, I need to devote my energy to resolving whatever this nonsense is within me. I can't fully dedicate it to you. Let's take a look at the recent past. I'll start off by clarifying the Seven of Wands in the recent past for you. Seven of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Emperor. You're guarded because of an ending. Now, I don't know if this is an ending with the person you're dealing with now or if this is somebody else. I do see Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn showing up here, and Aries, Pisces as well. So there was an ending at some point in the past, and that ending kind of hardened you. It kind of closed you off and put you on guard. You're like, you know what? This ending hurt. It sucked. I don't want to ever go through that again. I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I'm good here on my throne. Look at these two cards. They're both sitting here on their throne, looking at their kingdom. Like there's nobody around them, right? The Emperor by himself, King of Pentacles by himself. That's kind of how you were in the recent past. You're like, I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. Let me just barricade myself here. This ending was way too painful, way too difficult. Who needs love anyway? Who needs people anyway? I'm good on my own, which you are. You're very comfortable being on your own, but you're a Leo. You thrive on attention. Like, alone is not your middle name. Let's take a look at the Nine of Pentacles in the recent past. Oh, okay, okay. I usually only take 3 cards. 4 came out, so I'll take 4. Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the 3 of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the 7 of Wands, which you just got in the recent past. You're kind of waiting. You're waiting for things to work out here between you and somebody else. You already have a specific connection in mind. So again, whether it's you have your person in mind, or whether it's you have the idea of what kind of a connection, committed relationship you're looking for, you're like, look, I'm just going to do me in the meantime. I'm going to focus on myself. Energetically, I'm working on building and creating the reality that will foster this type of relationship, that will allow this type of relationship to come to fruition here in the 3D world. But I'm not rushing anything. I'll wait. I know it's coming. I know it's going to happen, right? But I'll be honest with you, Leo, a relationship takes 2 people, and you right now have this beautiful kingdom that you've built for yourself. You've barricaded yourself, but it's just you. There's nobody else there with you. And so you're kind of like, oh, I'm ready for somebody else to come in. I've built this beautiful kingdom. I'm not rushing anything, but you're not letting anybody in. So it's almost like, I want this, but I'm also pushing it away at the same time. This connection that you want, this relationship that you're looking for. And you are looking for commitment. You're not looking for something casual, something, temporary. So for those of you that aren't looking for something serious or are looking for a casual relationship, move along. This reading is not for you. Let's take a look at the moon in the recent past. The moon is clarified by the 2 of Cups, Page of Cups, which is the main energy for your reading this month, and the 9 of Cups. What you don't want to look at is the fact, and you get the 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You get the 2 of Pentacles again right here in the current situation. What you don't want to look at is the fact that you still have love for a specific individual. Now, again, I don't know if it's a specific individual from your past or if this is somebody new, but I do see love. Your emotion is directed somewhere. And the thought of having a connection with this person, the thought of having a relationship with this person, the thought of you two being able to come together brings you a lot of emotional happiness. It truly makes you emotionally happy, emotionally balanced, and emotionally fulfilled. But you don't want to look at that. You're showing me, no, it doesn't. I don't want any of this. What are you talking about? It's literally like you've taken this desire and you've buried it deep within yourself, so much so to the point where you don't want to look at these beautiful feelings. And I understand it. Remember, you're guarded. You've built this beautiful wall around you where it's like feelings out. People stay out. So obviously, when you have these feelings within you, you're like, no, no, no. I built this whole castle to keep all these feelings and these people out. Why are these feelings now like seeping from the ground, right? You're like, can I not escape this? Why are you trying to escape this though? These are beautiful energies. Let's take a look at the current situation. I'm going to clarify the 2 of Pentacles in the current situation for you. And I'm trying not to use too many examples or metaphors, Leo. There you are. Because I did that with Virgo. I used a duck example, and somebody in the comments was just completely baffled and confused and didn't understand what the heck I was talking about. So I'm trying to keep the examples to a minimum. But anyways, 2 of Pentacles is clarified by the Sun, the 4 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. You know what connection you're looking for. You know how you want to feel. You know what this bond is going to feel like. You know the depth of this connection. Like, you are crystal clear on all of that. Sorry. And you're showing me I'll just wait for it. You're a little bit confused as to why you have to keep waiting, because you're showing me like, I know this connection is. I know what I want it to feel like. I know what I want to summon into my life. I know, like, you know all of these things. And you're like, this is a specific bond that I want. This is the feelings I want it to elicit. And I'm just waiting. And you're like, well, why am I still waiting? Like, what's taking so long, universe? Like, I've summoned this into my life. Why is this connection not here? Because you are barricading everything and everybody outside. How is this connection supposed to come in when there's literally like, you're on an island? You've literally built yourself an island and nobody can come to this island. You don't want anybody on this island. But it's almost like, I don't want anybody on this island, but I want a connection. I know what connection I want. And you're confused. You're like, well, how come I don't have a connection? Because you're the only one on this island, Leo. You have to allow people to come to your island if you want to find this connection, right? Whether it's a specific person or whether it's just dating, it's going to be different for each of you. But the feelings are still there. The emotions that you've been trying to avoid are still there on this island with you. You're just the only person on this island. Let's take a look at the Nine of Swords in the current situation. Nine of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. This dating is stressing you out. This whole, like, I do see you interacting with other people on a surface level, right? Like dating, talking, texting, but it's not one specific person. It's kind of like you're sharing and spreading your energy with multiple people, and it makes you unhappy for some reason. You're like, whether it's, you're dating and it just doesn't stick, you don't feel a connection. All I can see here is you're showing me I am dating, I am talking, I am kind of, interacting with multiple people, receiving energy, sharing energy, but it's causing me anxiety and stress, and it's making me unhappy. And at the bottom of the deck, you get the King of Cups. You get the King of Cups again here. The reason this is making you unhappy is because you don't want to share your energy with multiple people. There is one specific person or connection that you have in mind. You're like, I want my love and my energy to go there. So let's clarify the King of Cups. Let's see what this love is all about. King of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Death, Rebirth. There's a specific connection you have in mind and you want to rekindle it. There was an ending here. This connection ended. It did. And you want to resurrect it. You're showing me, can we have a new beginning? You do want this new beginning, but currently you're in the stage where you're trying to evaluate and assess whether or not it's even a viable option. Like, yes, I want this, but here in the 3D world, can I actually make this happen? Can it come to fruition, right? Something caused an ending between the two of you. Something caused a painful separation. And you're showing me in the current situation, I want this back. I know I want to rekindle this, but is it actually practically able to happen here in the 3D world? Let's look at the near future. I want to see the Three of Swords in the near future for you. Three of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. You get the Queen of Pentacles again in the same row in the near future, and the Three of Cups. You do want a reconciliation here, but your fear is that it's too far gone. What I mean by that is not that the other person's not going to want to reconcile, but more so an energy of like, there's so much pain, there's so much emotional pain that happened as a result of this separation, as a result of this breakup. If we come back together, is all that pain going to come to the surface as well? You're showing me like, I know that I can, and you get the Three of Swords again. Your reading has a lot of repeating cards. When I see repeating cards, it's kind of the universe emphasizing like, yeah, I know what we're talking about. This is all the same thread. It's not like bouncing around energetically. You're showing me like, I know that I can handle it, right? I'm in a place where I'm stable, I'm grounded, like I can handle it. But do I want to handle it? Do I want to drudge up like all this pain for the possibility of having a brand new beginning again with this person? Let's look at the Page of Pentacles in the near future. Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Judgment, Page of Swords, the Devil. You're not doing much. You're sitting, you're thinking, you're like, what about this? What about that? You know you need to make a decision, right? You're kind of like, okay, do I want to rekindle this? Do I not? Do I move away from this or do I move towards this person? What do I do? You know that a decision is necessary for you, not even for the other person. This isn't even about the other person. This is for you. and you know that you need to make a decision, but you have so many doubts and fears and like what ifs happening in your mind to the point where you may be looking at this from a completely negative lens and not considering the positive possible outcomes. So right now you're looking at this as like, it's not going to work. There's going to be pain. I'm going to get hurt again. This person's going to reject me. They're not going to be interested. All the negative scenarios. And if I were to come up to you and be like, Leo, but what if they say yes? What if they do miss you? What if they do love you? What if they do want to reconcile? What if you guys can make this work? You're like, no, 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 no. There's no way that's going to happen. Let's go back to the negatives, right? And I do understand this is a fear-based response, right? But you may be missing out on possible positive outcomes in the near future because you're so focused on the negative ones. Let's look at the Queen of Pentacles in the near future for you. Oh, okay, okay. Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. You're deciding to move towards happiness, right? You're showing me, look, I'm in a place where I feel stable enough, I feel grounded enough, where I can handle rejection, I can handle the pain that might come up as a result of this reconciliation, I can handle all of that, right? But I still need to be logical. So are you moving towards happiness? Yes. And I do see that happiness involves another person here. But you're doing it in a very calculated way. You're not allowing your emotions to get the better of you, right? And overwhelm you. You're kind of like, all right, I'm going to move slowly. And I'm going to make sure that every step of the way, I'm not getting bogged down by my feelings, my desires. It all makes sense. That's fine. Again, defense mechanism. That's totally cool. Nobody wants to get hurt. But I do love the fact that despite all of that, you're like, I have everything I need within me to move in the direction that I want to, right? Very determined energy. I really do like it, Leo. Let's take a look at what the universe wants you to keep in mind this month, Leo. Yep. Ten of Cups, Ten of Cups. Your happiness lies within a reconciliation. You want to reconcile. The thought of being able to reconcile, you get the Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, Six of Cups. The thought of being able to reconcile within this soul connection with this other person makes you so, so happy. This is a soul connection that you share with them. And you're showing me like us reconciling is pure bliss. It's pure happiness. And that's the direction that you're moving in. The Ten of Cups, your happiness with this other person in a reconciliation. So Leo, pretty intense reading. I like it, but that's what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And of course, if you enjoy what I do, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. Donation link is below, and any and every amount is greatly appreciated. Thanks for tuning in, Leo, and I'll see you here on the next one.